What is going on, guys? Robert from Roberts here with a new video for you guys, or rather a warning for anybody who's looking at Destiny 2. I have warned you about Street Fighter 5, I have warned you about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but Destiny 2 is the epitome of what you should avoid in modern day gaming, and is a prime example of what's wrong with gaming today. Now, I'm gonna say this as someone who put a lot of time into Destiny. It is a franchise full of empty promises, and I would avoid Destiny 2 like the plague. I played the original Destiny a lot. I was an early adopter. Me and my friend started playing, and he convinced me to get into Destiny. So we started off with the beta for the first game. So I played the original beta, and I moved my way to the original game with the PvE and the story. And I use the term story loosely because Destiny really didn't have a story. But I mostly played PvE. And because Destiny lacked so much content for a very long time, I even jumped into PvP. And here I went 17-1 in a free-for-all match that I jumped into late. It was the best I did in PvP. And I needed an excuse to show it off to people. So there it is. Normally I suck, but that time I wrecked. I played as a Titan in Destiny. I played as a Hunter in Destiny. I even played as a Warlock in Destiny. I played with all the classes that were available. I did the Iron Banner with all of them. I got them all to the max level. And I even played the original DLCs that came out. And since I pre-ordered the game, I got those for free. Otherwise, you would have to pay 20 bucks a piece for it. So, do the math. Base game, $65 plus two $20 expansions. That's $105 if you did not pre-order to get both of them together. And if you would have bought like the little season pass bundle thing, I think it was like 30 bucks or so. So you'd have been looking at $90 to $105 regardless for a game that still wasn't complete. And for every aspect of this game that isn't complete, they will milk you dry. And I've seen them introduce microtransactions into the game and make a killing. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be there for Destiny 2 as well. The problem with Destiny is that Destiny is an insult to its customers. Like, if you were an early adopter of the game, like if you bought the game like me, they started to cut your content. Yes, I'm not bullshitting you. They legitimately cut your content that you paid for if you bought the base game when the expansions came out. And pretty much, they had this event called the Iron Banner, which is like a PvP event. And before, you had access to it, and then they came out with some DLC, and then if you had the base game and none of the DLCs, you did not have access to Iron Banner anymore. And also, since they raised the light level for all the events, like the raids and stuff, you didn't have access to the raids anymore. So if you was playing the old raid, you would be under-armored, and you wouldn't be able to get to the appropriate light level to enjoy the content that you already played. And if you just wanted to play PvP, well, guess what? They took that away too. Because before you could pick between capture the flag or hold the point or domination or whatever. And team deathmatch, you got to pick. And then they put all of that into a classic playlist once the DLC came out. So you as a classic early adopter of Destiny had pretty much your content cut. And then they didn't put the new DLC Rise of Iron on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 because they don't really care about their fans if they're on older consoles. And there was a lot of people like, well, you know, it's time for people to upgrade and get the new console. But that's not an excuse for cutting the content that they already had. And that's something you'll definitely notice with Destiny, is that the fan base sucks. Like, I can't express how bad the fan base is, because they were blaming the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 for Destiny not being great, not knowing that Activision was just milking the crap out of them and giving them empty promises saying, hey man, you know, once we ditch these old consoles, Destiny's going to become this really great game. And you had all these players coming out like, yeah, the old consoles are holding us back. They need to stop making stuff for them. So within one gaming franchise, you had a separated community of the new gen players, like screw old gen players, and the old gen players who were just getting screwed by Activision. not even the new gen players were safe, because if you weren't gaming on the PlayStation 4 or Destiny, you were getting screwed because you had content of your game taken away from you. So it could be PlayStation 4 exclusive. So if you are getting it on Xbox One, you're getting screwed. Just gonna let you know that. They did it with Destiny 1, and they're already talking about exclusive content for the PlayStation 4 with Destiny 2. So there you go. And like I said, the fans blamed the old game, the old consoles, for Destiny being held back. But now that the old consoles aren't getting Destiny 2, I wonder what their excuse is going to be when they get shafted. Because it's coming, don't worry. Because Destiny 2 was in production back in 2014 when the game first came out. And when people say that Destiny 2's beta looks just like the first game, that's why. Because they've been working on this since the first game has been out. And they cut content for the first game to put in the second game. There's a wealth of information out there about Destiny and how it's been screwing their fan base for years, and how they still have a fan base or a following or people to even support them is beyond me at this point. Because if you don't buy DLC in Destiny, your content will be cut. You will have portions of your game cut and you will not get it